Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. It's Kayla with the Celebration Company. Y'all, I was feeling in the mood to do some baking this morning. So we are gonna make some quinoa raspberry breakfast muffins, all right? I'm excited about this. I have been craving some muffins. And I have been though trying to make better choices as far as omitting sugar. So these muffins are gonna be a little on the healthier side and hopefully they'll be delicious, all right? So what we're gonna do is we'll start by doing our dry ingredients because I always start with my dry ingredients. So what I have here is 2 cups of whole wheat flour, all right? Whole wheat flour here. We're gonna add to this some salt. So we need let me find my little, my things here. I need a half a teaspoon of salt. All right, so that's this one right here. So we're just gonna do a half a teaspoon of salt, just add that in there. Then we also are going to need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. This is baking powder. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Alrighty. And then a baking powder, we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay. So let's combine all that. I'm just gonna use a whisk to just kind of mix this all together. All right, so now we're ready to do our wet ingredients. All right, so we'll set that aside and we'll start on our wet ingredients. So for our wet ingredients, we're gonna start out with our date paste. Now you can buy date paste or you can also make it. I actually made this, it's super easy to make. I buy the fresh medjool dates and I buy them with the pit in them. I think they're just better that way. All it takes is just cut them in half and you can just pull that little pit out. What I did is take about 9 or 10 dates, put them in a saucepan with about a 1/4 cup of water, between 1/4 and 1/2. Put them in a saucepan, turn it on high, let it come to a boil, and then I just turned it off and let it just sit there and let the dates just sort of steep in that water and let them kind of rehydrate. And then once they've cooled down just a little bit, I just put them in a food processor and just let it go until you end up with almost like an apple butter type of consistency. It kind of looks like apple butter. This is 3/4 of a cup of date paste. All right, so this is gonna act as our sugar. Dates are delicious and they are very sweet, but they are an all natural sweetness, okay? So we didn't have to add any additional sugar to these muffins. All right, so we've got that. We're also gonna add a 1/2 cup of quinoa. Now I cooked the quinoa, I made sure that it was nice and soft. And I just did a 1/4 cup of dry quinoa to about a cup of water, okay? And just cooked it on, I brought it to a boil and then I cooked it on medium until it got nice and soft and had absorbed all the water. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and combine these 2 things. Now, we also have an egg, so we're gonna put an egg in here. Alrighty. Just mix that in together. The reason why you do your wet ingredients separate from your dry is because anytime you're working with flour, when you over mix it or do a lot of mixing, it starts to develop all those glutens in there and it's gonna make for a more tough muffin, bread, whatever it is that you're working with, cake. And so I like to always do my wet ingredients separate because you can't over mix those. So you get all that nice and combined so that then when you add your dry ingredients, it combines nice and quickly. Okay, so we've got our egg in there. Let's see, what else do we need? We need our milk and we need our oil, okay? So I have, I think I did a half a cup. Yes, a half a cup of milk. This is actually whole milk. That's what I use, but you can use whatever kind of milk floats your boat. If you wanna do like an almond milk, whatever, coconut milk, anything will work for this. I'm gonna actually switch now to my whisk. Okay, and then we're gonna add in to our wet ingredients our butter. So we've got a cup of butter and we've got a half a cup of coconut oil in here, okay? And I just put it on the stove in a saucepan and just melted it. All right, so we're gonna throw that in and then just whisk all this together. And this is our wet ingredients. Just whisk that until it's really good and combined. All right, so once we have that really good and mixed, okay, it's all combined, we're gonna put our dry ingredients in now, okay? And I'm gonna do it just a little at a time. So I'm gonna start with about a third or a quarter of it. And I'm gonna use my spatula to just get that mixed in here. Okay, and as it starts to combine, I'm just gonna dump some more in here. Now we're getting some protein from the quinoa, which is why it makes it really nice for a breakfast muffin, because you're getting that protein, you're getting the nutrients from the whole wheat flour. And you could also like do different types of flour. If you had like oat flour, something like that would be good as well. All right, so I'm just gonna put the last of this in here. And then after we get this mixed, we are going to do one more thing to add to our mix, and that is raspberries. So I have got here a carton of raspberries. This is a 6-ounce carton. We're gonna dump the whole thing in, and then we're just gonna very gently fold our raspberries into our muffin mixture, okay? Just very gently. We don't wanna break them too much. Want to just get them well combined. Okay, that's looking pretty good. You definitely want to make sure you do that part last, okay? All right, so our mixture's ready. I've got my muffin pan greased. I just took a paper towel and some coconut oil and just kind of rubbed it in there really good. All right, we're gonna use an ice cream scoop, which is my favorite way to fill a muffin pan. And I think I'm gonna use this size. I may need a bigger size, I don't know. But I'm gonna start with this, and they're gonna be sort of heaping, okay? I think I probably did need the bigger size. Okay, so now we've got our muffins filled. The last thing we're gonna do is just top it with some sliced almonds for a little added protein and a little bit of crunch. So I'm just going to just put a few just right on the top of each muffin. Okay, here we go. Look how beautiful they are. All right, so we've got our oven preheated at 350 degrees. So we'll toss these in there. And I'll see you here shortly. All right, y'all. So our muffins are out. They are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I fixed me a little bit of coffee, and let's see how they did. All right, they look very moist. Look how pretty that is. I'm gonna grab these almonds that fell off. All right, let me cut this in half. Oh yes. Oh, they look nice and moist. All right, look at that. I let them sit out and cool for a minute, and I let them cook for about 25 minutes, okay? So they take a little bit longer to cook. Let's see. Oh, that's good. It's good when you taste the raspberries in there too. Yep. Okay. That hits the spot, and it's delicious with coffee. All right, y'all, so there you go. There's my raspberry quinoa breakfast muffins. I hope y'all give this a try. I'll be sure to post the directions and or just the recipe in the comments. Y'all have a fabulous day. Bye.